One of the reasons that I wanted to read the script for Community was because I'd never read it before, obviously, or seen the show. But with secondary characters, there was a lot of them, which I feel like between my TV script and the short story I'm writing for my media elective, I think it's really important to kind of figure out how to balance a lot of secondary characters from your main one. And for Community, I feel like every character at least had a little bit going for them. There wasn't like one character that I felt was too stationary, or one that didn't have a storyline, one that didn't interact with the main character. It was kind of nice to see the Spanish study group that Jeff created, because it brought them all together, and kind of it was easy to see how they were going to develop each of them, or at least give them tics that made them original. I feel like the downfall of having too many characters sometimes is that they all end up sounding the same. They have no layers and no personality, and that's something I worry that I do with even just 3 extra characters. Sometimes I worry that Zara and Sydney sound the same, even though I've tried to give them distinct personalities. I'm not too worried about Rick and Oliver. I feel like those 2 are very distinct, but who knows, maybe they're not. Maybe they are to me, but not to the reader. So, and the same goes for the media elective. I tried very hard to give personal voice to each of the characters, and it's not easy, because in your mind you make these distinctions and you make these arcs that follow under the main story arc, and you think that they're working and they're smooth, but to a reader who's outside the space, it might not appear that way. So really enjoyed Community, really enjoyed how different each of the characters sounded, and how they each had their own storyline. So yeah, I feel like I can definitely take what I read and apply it to my own writing. Just looking at each character individually and following their line of thinking and their arc through the entire pilot episode, and really figuring out if they have legs to stand on, or if they're too much like Oliver or not involved enough in the story. So, pretty cool.